the disrespect will get worse. So guys, for a lot of us, that live in the city, there's an amount of disrespect that's currently going on. And it's just with everything, right? People doing dumb shit on the trains, these kids in there wheeling down the street, slowing traffic down, people playing loud music next door to you and not giving a shit about the volume, watching TV the same way. You got people smoking weed everywhere. You got men taking dumps in the middle of the street. You have people going wherever they want to the bathroom and making that their bathroom. That disrespect is out of control, and it's only going to get worse. Now, during an apocalyptic scenario, that is going to get 1,000 times worse, if not 2,000 times worse, because there'll be no one and no checks and balances for these disrespects. These disrespects, guys, will turn into, obviously, crime. Now, there are some people that do say, and I have seen this a couple of times, when shit goes sideways, they tend to strap their boots on, become more respectable citizens, and help out where help needs to be. So they're not always going to be scumbags. But if no one is going to correct the problem, that means something has to be done in regards to checking that problem. And with no cops, firemen, police, anything like that, things are just going to get inherently bad. Now, what are you going to do about all of that? There's only one thing to do. And one of the things to do is to move out of the city during a situation like that, right? And I mean during the situation, just move out for good, because things are going to get inherently bad with the new mayor. And I said that before, I'll say it again. But even if we had a decent mayor, crime is just going to skyrocket, because crime can, because it will be unchecked. The city, guys, as everybody knows, is one of the most dangerous places you can live during an apocalyptic event. It can also be, depending on the city, depending on the crisis, can be a quiet place as well. So it can work both ways. But for the most part, things are going to get astronomically bad, because the disrespect is going to turn into, like I said before, crime. You got people throwing their garbage on the street with a garbage can 5 feet in front of them. They don't care. You have people spilling their meal on the ground because they didn't like it, instead of throwing it in a garbage can, or instead of putting it back in a bag and throwing it in the garbage can. They don't care. You got people breaking into your car to see what you have. Never mind knowing what's in it. They're just breaking your car. Some people just scratch your car because they like doing that shit. That is the kind of disrespect that's going to get well out of hand. And again, people might not be scratching your car during the apocalypse, but they're definitely going to be doing some dumbass shit and worse shit. And it's just going to get bad from there. Now, a city like New York, it's going to be a bad place to live. A lot of cities are, but New York, especially with the amount of people that we have in the city, it's definitely, the disrespect, the crime is just going to skyrocket out of control. So if you can't leave the city, one thing you can do is leave the city. There's not much of a choice. I know some of you guys have like sick parents that you can't move, things like that. You're going to have to batten down a hatch. You're going to have to get yourself some kind of a weapon, preferably a firearm, and you're going to have to do protection from there. And if you get a firearm or a weapon, you got to know how to use that weapon. You just can't assume this weapon and then think you know how to use it. It don't work that way. Let's talk about the nonsense with the rats. The rat population here in the city is out of control. It's like through the roof. And the disease that follows that, especially in an apocalyptic environment, is going to spread a lot of bad shit. The plague is probably going to be something we're going to see, as we are seeing it in different spots of the world, different spots in the United States, because of an infected flea. I'm surprised we haven't seen it here in New York with the rat population that we have. But if we do start seeing it in New York, it could be a bad thing. Not saying that it will be, but it could be. Because the amount of rats that we have here, the amount of fleas that are going to bite those rats, and they're going to bite people because people don't have exterminators to check that, things are going to get bad. Now, there are natural things you could do to keep rats and fleas out of your home. You're going to have to look that up. But outside of that, guys, the city is going to fall should an apocalyptic event happens. And I think that's why they're trying to keep everything afloat, because they know how bad things are going to get. Things are going to get excruciatingly bad. Like, it's going to be nothing short of a nightmare on how bad things are going to get. And again, the disrespect is going to turn into a lot worse. And again, you got people blowing lights on their e-bikes, not giving a shit. And on top of that, they blow the light, you honk them. They have the audacity to look at you like you did something wrong, or get off their e-scooter and confront you for them blowing the lights. Again, the stupidity, the disrespect, all of it coming together is going to be a bad place to be when you're in the city. Other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.